Hello. Hello, guys. It is Q again. Sorry, it is Q again. Back another week. On this week's episode of Cocktails with Q, I am so fortunate to have two incredible people. Tonight's episode is entitled Bossy, Building Brands and Businesses. And it was so important to have my friends here because I have so many awesome friends who have such incredible businesses. So when I was planning for the shows this month, I knew exactly who I wanted to have here for the show. Just because we have these conversations at lunch, at dinner, so why not have them on camera?
Right.
So without further ado, first we have Tiffany Montesino. Tiffany
Hi.
is my friend, my family. She owns the Velvet Lush. I
Boutique
won't even,
brand.
yeah, I won't even call it a boutique because it's so much more than that. She owns the Velvet Lush brand. They have multiple stores. There's clothing, lifestyle. There's events. There's everything. Um, and we have Taj Malik, a stylist, a visionary, a designer,
An innovator.
Mm. Thought
an
so.
innovator. I mean, I don't know what you can't do. Taj is probably single-handedly one of the most talented people I know.
Mm.
I met him by way of Tiffany, and it has just been it has just been awesome just getting to know him over the past year.
Few years.
Yeah, it's been a
Mhm.
couple years now. So just a little bit about how I met these people. So Tiffany, we kind of, I feel like,
Your grandfather did.
yeah, like our families were intertwined. Our families were in business before my mom and her dad. And then we just like reconnected sometime later. And
Came full circle. That's kind of
yeah,
That's lit.
very is my microphone on?
yeah, just you could pull it a
Talking
little
to
closer.
okay. No,
So
it's very cool that how that happened. 'Cause
yeah,
our parents, my dad and your mom,
yeah.
were in real estate together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
You know what? It's so funny. I like to think that I like to think we're family, but we're friends
Of
by
course.
choice, you know?
Hmm.
Because that's so important. And like I said, Taj just came by way of Tiffany, but Taj is incredible. So let's first start off by
Oh,
sorry. Let's first start off by I want to hear from you guys what it is that you do. Tell us a little bit about your brands. Expensive the brand is like a huge thing right now. So
mm.
maybe let's start with you, Taj.
We got to start with me. Tiffany, you go.
I mean,
I feed off your energy.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you
of
for
course,
having me on this wonderful podcast.
of course.
I am very proud of you, and I am inspired by what you're doing and what you will continue to do. Um, like you said, my name is Tiffany, and I am the owner of Velvet Lush Boutique. I left the name off of the actual sign for both stores because um, it is more than just a boutique. It again, like you said, it's a lifestyle brand. I pour into my brand all the things that I love, and right now we have two locations: one in Montclair, 123 Walnut Street, and the second location, which just opened less than a year ago, is in Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey. We carry women's clothing, shoes, and accessories. Um, and I am an entrepreneur. Always knew I would be that.
Yeah, I feel like you either know
Mm.
or
Yeah.
or you don't. You know. I'm gonna bring up some really interesting points later, but before I do that, let's talk about Expensive the brand. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, like I said, thank you for having me
Of
as
course.
well. Um, Honestly, Expensive the brand was something that I kind of did not expect for it to be what it is today. I basically love recycling clothes and going to the thrift store. So what happened was, I usually go to the thrift store and I find like these iconic and like just timeless pieces, but sometimes it doesn't fit me the way I want it to be fit. So I was like, how about I'll change the way it looks, or like, how it's supposed to lay. So Expensive the brand was basically supposed to be like uh sustainable clothes that I recreate, but then it became something bigger. Um yeah, I started it 2 years ago, and ever since then, like, I had so many different people just hitting me up and asking me to wear my brand. So, you know,
Yeah,
I'm grateful for that.
what I think is so funny, thank you. What I think is so funny is I feel like it's so easy to talk about other people, but when you have to talk about yourself, it's like a little awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys are both just like, I have this and I have this. But I feel like from the outside looking in, I mean, I don't think a lot of people can do what you guys do. Um, and
It's hard.
yeah,
It's not easy, but it's fun.
It's for me, I love the creative process.
yeah,
I hate like the back end. Like, you're more so like, you have that Capricorn like brain of yours that just works like how my dad works with the finances and business and stuff like that. I'm more like a true Taurus. Like, I am very creative.
yeah.
If I could have someone take the back end for me, and am I getting off topic, or is
No, no,
No,
no.
you're
Do your
right.
thing.
if I could have someone do the back end for me, I would love that more so than me do it, because I'm just not. I love to be like creative.
Yeah. But I think that is like one of the misconceptions of entrepreneurship. I think people see other people doing or creating a brand, a business, and they feel like, oh, I can do this, but they don't really understand what or all that goes into it. And I feel like, yeah, with me, I'm amazing. I know that, and I'm just starting to give myself
Credit.
the
Yeah.
credit that I'm very self aware, or try to be very self aware, and I understand that I have to congratulate myself. I have to stop, and I have to appreciate what I've done and how far I've come.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get lost when you're creating. You get lost, and one of the important things about entrepreneurship is, as you're going, you have to continue to learn. And I love the creative process. I went to school for fashion design. I just wanted to draw. I didn't want to do anything else. But I learned, in order to achieve the success I want, I need to know every intricate detail of my business. Where is my money coming from? Where is it gonna go? How am I gonna tuck it? How am I gonna flip it?
Yeah.
You have to self teach yourself.
I think I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about more on how you guys started your businesses in a few, but I think what's so important is that you guys do something that you both love. And I feel like in order to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to do what you love.
Agreed.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna touch on that too, because
Sure.
you can fall out of love for something as well. Because, like I said, I love fashion. I love I love my brand, but it also taught me like just my brand also taught me how to um how do I say this? Just stay focused, because having a brand, you have to be focused on just that. You can't let any outside distractions distract you from what, because then you lose focus and you lose passion for what you really love.
I think when that happens, that's when you become a slave to your
Right.
business or your brand.
Right.
And that, again, balance. You have to know when to delegate. You have to know when to bring in the right people. That self awareness. I know I'm not good at organizing all the time. So that's my weakness. I have to bring someone in that's better at that than I am. Because you lose yourself within that.
Yeah, I don't think that I have to disagree with you in the sense of you falling out of love with something, with your passion. I mean, I think what happens is you kind of get so consumed in the business part of it. You might lose interest, but like you'll never like totally fall out of love with
Right.
what you do if you really love it. Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you guys know that I work in real estate, and it's great, you know.
You don't just work in real estate.
Well,
You have an amazing real estate business, and I feel like you are an entrepreneur
yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
as well.
I know
So you
I'm an
know
entrepreneur.
exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and here's the difference. And honestly, sometimes I could almost be a little envious of you guys because I work in real estate. And no, hear me out.
Bitch, I'm envy. You the one who's sitting here with a fucking Birkin bag.
Well,
Let me see
listen. No. Listen, here's the thing. I work in real estate and I make great money.
Right.
But like any entrepreneur, there's some months where you make a shit ton of money and other months where you don't make any money.
Right.
But what I do, it's easy. I enjoy it, but it's not what I love. So I'm eventually going to transition out of real estate just because if I stay in real estate and I go the rest of my life doing this, I'm going to feel unfulfilled, you know?
Right.
But
So-
you're very young. You
Well.
started your entrepreneur life cycle very young.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you're still kind of learning who you are and coming to.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like with all entrepreneurs, we are not just like Velvet Lush is not all that I'm capable of. You know, I have much more. You know, I was blessed with much more ability, and I have more to give to the world.
Yeah.
This is just one avenue, and I think that's the good thing about it being an entrepreneur. You have the ability and the freedom to kind of create these different streams of income where you're able to do what you want. You're not like subjected to a job, a desk, and this is it, you know?
So let me ask you, because we talked a little bit about like what you guys did. Now I kind of want to get into like what inspired you to develop your idea. Was it just for you, Tiffany? Was it just Velvet Lush just like popped up in your head? Did you always know that you wanted to own
Always.
clothing stores?
Ever since I was, yeah, I was very independent, and I feel like I saw both of my parents work. One of my parents, my dad did everything.
Yeah.
He was in insurance. He was in real estate. He had an entrepreneur mindset very early. I can remember as far back as I was probably like 3. He used to have like these cassette tape holders, and it was like self improvement cassette tapes that he used to play all the time. So I had no choice but to listen to self improvement
Yeah.
tapes. And I was just like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like, what the hell? I'm supposed to be listening to music. But it kind of stuck with me. So I was like 3, you know, already having this imprinted in my brain. And I had a talent. I can draw, I can paint, I can sketch, I'm very creative
Okay.
with my hands. So I would always draw and design like dresses when I was younger. And I went into fashion design, and I just knew I couldn't work for anyone. So I had to create something. It was something I had to be an entrepreneur in some kind of way. And I wanted to sell clothes.
So someone on live said that your dad had rich dad energy.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. I'm gonna ask him what the
Your
guy
dad
was.
seems like a boss, though.
Yeah, he never wanted to work for anybody.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, you're lazy. You need to get a job. This is not normal.
Yeah.
But it clicked for me.
Yeah. And I feel like it worked out for him.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
You know, him and your mom was.
Yeah, and it's so funny that our parents were in business together. I remember like being a kid, and I was always good at math. And I thought I was going to be like
A
you know,
teacher?
no.
What? What?
I always knew I wanted to be rich.
Oh.
I thought I was gonna be like a plastic surgeon or like something like really smarticle, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom. She was in real estate. And
bitch.
she brought these checks home, and she would always bring these crazy checks home, and she had all these checks one day, and she's like, add up the checks, and she's like, tell me what the
To
amount
you?
is. Yeah, and she was testing my math skills, but she was
Ooh.
also kind of trying to show off a
Yeah.
little bit.
Oh.
And I remember adding the checks, and it was over $1 million. And I said, I don't know how this lady got this money, but I want that. And from very early on, like, my mom never worked for anybody, so I knew that I didn't want to work for anybody.
That's
And
amazing.
I think we're so fortunate to have people who
Yeah.
have kind of like instilled those values in us very
Mm-hmm.
early. So Taj, tell me about you, because I know I'll let you tell your own story, but I know you were like styling before you kind of like started your own business.
Yes. So, um, when I was younger, I was a very, very ambitious kid.
Yeah.
Like, I was the type of person that was on the front of the playground, had a tape recorder,
What she was
like
doing?
acting like Beyonce.
Ooh,
I swear to God, if anybody knows me and knows that,
I could picture.
my school 28 days, like, um, I was just like, a very, very, like, just va va voom type
Ooh.
of kid. Like, it was, if you go to school 28 now in Patterson, New Jersey, you'll see on there,
Martin Luther King.
no,
What's
school
the
28 over there down
Oh,
the
by
hill.
10.
Down the hill.
Oh, by the CCP.
So if you go there now and you see these steps, and it was like a whole platform, and it's like 4 steps that leads to like this platform that you step up and to go to the gym. I used to like record my songs the night before and bring this tape recorder to school.
Did you sing?
No, I didn't. I just like reenact. I had the whole playground. Anybody that went to school 28 knows me. Like, I just used to have the whole playground
I'm not
crowded around
surprised.
me.
Yeah, me neither.
And and as I look back at it, like I was like, what the fuck? Like, where did I get this from? Because I'm not like that. Like I am like that, but I'm not. I'm very shy
Yeah.
now. But yeah, I was just like a very outgoing kid. But yeah, I started styling. I went to fashion school in New York City. I graduated. After that, I landed a beautiful internship at 106 in Park, where I was the wardrobe assistant for probably around like, well, after I got the internship, I landed a job there for like 2 years.
So let me ask you, just because we talked about your entertainment background, but where did the fashion come from? Did you just always have like great style?
Oh my God, my stepmom.
Oh,
Mm.
yes.
Yes.
I
We love her.
I watched this lady like every day, just like go shopping, put on the flyest clothes, and I want to be like that bitch when I grow up.
And you are.
I admire her so much when it comes to style and fashion wise. Like, sometimes she
good.
hit me with sometimes she hit me with some shit. I'll be like, how you know about that? Like, she knew about Votmont before Votmont was Votmont.
Yeah, I know this lady personally, and she's very
is,
stylish.
yeah, she is.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it starts when you're young, our parents' friends and people just around,
What you're exposed to is very important. What you expose your kids to,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that people's attitude, even your attitude with your kids, around your kids, they need to see you happy. And I could not work for or continue to work for someone and just be tired and just not happy. I didn't want to see that.
So let me ask you this question. Taj and I obviously don't have children, and I know you have kids. Do you feel like your kids are now?
I was gonna say something so inappropriate, but go ahead.
Taj always has something to say
It
inappropriate.
won't be tired.
But just hold that thought for 1 second. Do you feel like your kids are kind of picking up on that entrepreneurial spirit since, they don't see, their parents work, their parents own businesses?
Yeah, I think they are. And I think it's important as a parent very early on to kind of understand your kids
Yeah.
and see what their strong points are, expose them to those things. Like Hudson, he's amazing with numbers. He goes into my sales and my computer. Well, him and Ethan. He comes into the store. He is just like, wow, this is it. And I love it because they sort of grew up into the business, and I feel like it's important to make them a part of it.
Yeah.
And to not, it's important for your kids to know what you do, how you do it, even if you work. It's nothing wrong with working. If you have a job, 9 to 5, that's important.
I want to speak on that because my
Yeah.
father actually, like, he had a very good 9 to 5 job. Like, he was like the provider for our family. So, but he always instilled in my head to like about investments and like how you get more money outside of working a regular 9 to 5. My father, I'm Jamaican, y'all, so
He had 5 jobs.
he did. Like he just always showed me different sources of income.
Yeah.
Like
Or different ways. Like
Yeah.
it's just you never know where your kid will or what path they're gonna take. But as a parent and as an entrepreneur, we take on more than someone that is just working for a 9 to 5. So
Right.
we have to I think you should make it important. Make a note of it to be balanced, have enough time for your kids, expose them to different things, and just make sure that they know they have options.
Yeah, and I probably should have started the show off with a disclaimer. So, this show is based or it's about entrepreneurs, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 job.
Not at all.
As long as what you do, you feel fulfilled, if it's something you enjoy, and if you're making a difference, if it works for you, then let it work for you and you don't work for it.
I feel like everyone has a role in life to play, or everyone has a lane that they create, or they like. You don't have to be an entrepreneur, but you can be working for someone, for a team. You play a role.
Absolutely.
You play a very important role, and that's just what your thing is. That's your path in life. But as some people just are entrepreneurs, and there's nothing wrong with being that or being that.
right.
So let's talk about now some challenges that you guys have overcome. At this point, I've kind of been privy to a lot in terms of both of your businesses. But what are some things you guys have had to overcome since starting your business?
I think it's just
Everything.
Yeah.
It's never a smooth road.
Yeah.
Right.
It's always something.
Exactly.
And I mean, the biggest thing has been the pandemic, of course. Like, that is something that no one expected. We had to, I know me personally, I had to close my first location, and, I had to close and I had to pivot. I have an online store, but my brick and mortar is my main source of income and what I focus on. But I had to just pivot to online and make it work. That's another thing with entrepreneurship. You have to be able to be quick. You have to be an innovator, and you have to think critically and quickly, because otherwise
and the needs of the business.
Otherwise you're gonna sink.
Right.
Yeah. Another thing too, I'm just kind of thinking about like my past business experience is I feel like a lot of people don't understand you have to invest a lot into your business in order for you to get something out of it. Whether it's a shit ton of money, whether it's a shit ton of time,
I was just about to say
whether
that.
it's a shit ton of
It's
energy.
equal. Time is equal to money.
Yeah.
'Cause some people, let me set the record straight,
Set it straight, baby.
because people think that they can just start a business by just
Yes, keep drinking. And if you're drinking with us at home, keep drinking.
Wait, let me
no,
finish.
some people think that they can start a business and it's gonna flourish like my business.
But that's social media.
yeah, but let me
That's
just
what social media does. That social media pressures people, or it just kind of makes people feel like, oh, this looks so good. I could do what he did.
Right. And it's not that easy.
No.
Like, you think that, oh, I'm gonna start a business, is gonna blow up and I don't have to work ever again. No. Wrong answer.
And
Because at the end of the day, when you are working for yourself, you work harder. You're a fucking boss. You're an employee. Like, you are all of those things.
Janitor.
So, like, at the end,
postman,
yeah, you everything.
everything.
Especially when you are just starting out, you don't have a full team. See, you have a team.
Oh, but I didn't start like that, honey.
No, I know.
And you know what's crazy? The pandemic. the pandemic is the reason why, and it was the best thing that I could have did. I was working. I had Montclair, and I was the one that was there all the time. And my kids, they had to keep
They
me
help.
out of school. No, they had to come out of school.
But-
So I had to homeschool them, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what the fuck? What am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna be at work? How am I gonna keep this business and take care of these kids? I had to hire 2 girls.
And wait, let me just say something based off what you said. I want to say you're the person who told me this, but I can't remember. But someone said to me, you know, people work a 9 to 5 and they say, I don't like this, I'm going to start my own business. And then you realize you work 24 hours a day once you have your own business.
Yeah.
And then another thing too is, you know, you really do play so many roles. And I feel like once you become a boss, you appreciate everyone else's role so much more.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, even like little things. I mean, you know,
It's true.
you
And
become
you
a driver,
understand-
you become an
understand,
assistant, you know?
Like, I feel like I started off in retail. I started off in luxury retail at Neiman Marcus. And I went to Juicy Couture. I helped open that store in Garden State Mall. And that's where a lot of my inspiration came from. And let me just say, Juicy Couture was one of the best jobs that I ever had. I had a great store manager, great managers, and that brand was started by 2 women. 2 women, and most of their clothing was manufactured in America, in the USA. So they made a note of that. Like, that was like a thing. What was I forgot.
It's the tequila.
Yeah.
Wait, let's move on. So I wanted to
Sorry.
bring up notes. Okay. Shout out to Juicy Couture. But I was watching, you know, having a podcast. I find myself now listening to a lot of other podcasts. And I'm listening to something with Gary Vee, who I love.
Oh, I love him. He's a little bit too fast for me, but I like him.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter.
I love it. I love it.
And he said, he was talking about how for entrepreneurs, it's so important who you hang with. And essentially eliminating negative energy. And he said, if your mom is negative, then your mom does not need to be around you. And I thought that was so important.
Let me interject, because I come from, my family is from the Caribbean.
Sure.
We are, I'm sure you heard my accent. I hate it. It sticks out. But we're Guyanese, and I am the first generation in America. They came here for education and for a better opportunity. So anyone from the Caribbean knows the most important jobs for them are education or medicine. So you either need to be a teacher, a doctor, or a nurse, or something in that field. When I decided to go to school for fashion, they were disappointed.
Same with my family.
I was supposed to open up my own store 20 years ago. Never happened because no one believed. Well, you gonna leave your job? Where you gonna get money from? No one. The only person that understood was my father.
And had you opened up your own store 20 years ago?
I would have been a millionaire. I would have been a millionaire 20 times over.
Wow.
Because I didn't even realize what I had inside of me, like how strong I was, and how well I can execute my vision. Had I done it then, I'd have been out of here.
But see, it took time.
Yeah, it wasn't the right time.
Right.
It wasn't.
Let me let you know one thing. When I walked into the first Velvet Lush, I was like, Tiffany, this.
I thought you was gonna say something beautiful.
No, because I want to tell. This is me being a genuine friend.
Okay.
But I was like, Tiffany. She was with a partner, and
Talk about it.
they did not have the same type of vibe at all. At all.
But you know where that comes from?
What?
Not believing in myself.
Exactly. But when I came there, I was expecting Tiffany. And I was like, this is not Tiffany. And I told her, I was like, Tiff, this isn't you. Did I not?
Yeah, you was disappointed. I saw it all over your face, and I was like, you don't like it?
what I can say is I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Had that not happened, you would not have seen your own value.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like like with anything that you do, you make mistakes and you learn from them.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy I made it early
Yeah.
versus making it later on. I made all the mistakes I needed to make early on. I know that partnership is not always the best thing, and if you do have a partnership, collaboration is probably better.
Yeah, and another thing, Taj, I feel like I take so much from you. You sent me something earlier today,
Oh, I
and
love
it
that.
said if you hang out with
Ooh.
10 bums, you
Oh,
are.
you ain't sent me that.
I didn't,
It
Oh,
was
you
a,
sent me something different.
it was a video.
Was it Nipsey Hussle?
yeah,
Yeah.
I sent
it
that to
was
you.
not that. He did not say that.
Yeah.
He said if you
He
hang
did?
out with 5, yes, he did.
He said if you hang out with 10 bums, you are most likely the 11.
I must have been
Uh,
drunk.
oh.
Let me see what he said. 'Cause that is not what I got.
So, I mean, we can watch it later.
Whoever you surround yourself with, you around 10 broke niggas, you gonna be
Oh, okay.
the 11.
Wait, let the play.
The 11th one. You around people that have high standards for themselves, or high integrity, got high standards for their friends, for their people. You know, that's gonna rub off, and you gonna have that type of energy around you.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I only heard what I wanted to hear. That's
And I think that's so
It's true.
important. I think your company is crucial to your
Yeah.
success, not just in business, but in life,
In life.
you know? So another thing I wanted to talk about is being self-aware.
open-minded.
Yeah, in order to be successful in business, you have to be self-aware. You have to be able to celebrate both your accomplishments and your failures. And you have to be able to recognize when something isn't working.
And when you need to take, or when you need help.
Absolutely.
Because we all need help.
Absolutely.
So let me just give y'all a little rundown about that. As we all know, things happen when you run a business.
Mm-hmm.
That's evident. Things is gonna happen. But that's why I said sometimes you lose sight of what you're doing because you're not focused. That's what I meant by sometimes you might lose, like you said, you lose interest. And that's kind of what happened to me like this past year. I lost interest in running a business because I had so much stuff going on, like back after
life.
back. Yeah, just life in general.
But that goes back to saying what he says, your support and the people you have
Keep
around
around, and that's
you.
that's what I'm saying.
They, I make a mistake. You see me make a mistake, so you won't make it.
Exactly.
Or you need support, you have Q.
But the crazy thing is, I was winging everything on a business. I never knew how to open up a business.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just telling you now, like all the things that I have realized through the past years and the mistakes that I have made is building me up to like even go harder on my business. And I'm like, now next year, I'm not playing any games. I'm going harder. I'm bringing some fire. Like it's gonna be like full circle with everything, like packaging and stuff like that. I just feel like I was a little bit down, so I couldn't, like, my energy wasn't in it because.
But I feel like, personally with you, I feel like you need help.
Yeah.
You can't do it by yourself.
Exactly.
And that is where, what you were speaking about, Q, being self-aware and just knowing, okay, I'm taking on too much. Right. And I think that with entrepreneurship, people, when you start to grow, you have to know, because, you have a little sweet spot between when you start and you start to rise. Mm-hmm. And if you don't bring in that right help to kind of structure and format your business to be able to support the success,
it will fall very quickly.
Lose it. You're gonna lose it. So I feel like you have to know when it's time to bring in that help.
Yeah. So now let's get into some questions, guys. I want to take this time to open it up for questions. For myself, Tiffany, and Taj, just about business, just about entrepreneurship, whatever you have. We got some fan questions on Instagram, but if you're watching and you want to call in, the number to call in with your question is 732-898-2748. Again, that's 732-898-2748. So one of the questions that came from online, or from Instagram rather, this is a great question. So it says, how have your priorities changed from when you first started your business to now?
My priorities changed a lot.
Yes.
Like, I love to work, and my business was just number one. And I you go through things in life, and you kind of I used it as a crutch, and I just like kind of poured into that and just ignored everything else outside. But I learned very quickly that you need to have set boundaries. And the 24 hours thing, that's not normal. You have to turn off. You have to be able to turn off and
So
focus.
y'all messy ass customers that's always hitting us up at 3:00 in the morning, talking about where's my package?
Oof.
Well, I have to slightly disagree with that. Because we essentially all work in a service industry. And we made that decision.
Yeah.
If you did not want your customers to hit you up, then you should have worked at Neiman Marcus or Saks or somewhere where you punched a clock. But because you
got to bring out customer service.
No, and the crazy thing is, I work in a customer service role, like now. Like, I feel like this is so crazy because I was telling you before, like, I feel like every job that I have had has something to do with my business, like running a business. Like, I worked as a visual merchandiser. I worked as at a place where we receive the product, where like putting in the different information, and like just I worked as a copywriter, basically doing a description on the website or the e-commerce site. And then now I'm working in customer service where I'm like sending emails saying, hey, you're just reaching out to me asking like, how is this or how is that? And I'm responding in the email, but I have formats and macros that I just send out. And some of those macros that I actually copied and pasted them and sent them to myself from my job. Because I was like, you know what? In order for me to be better at customer service for my business, how about I take some of these...
Guys, I'm sorry, we're getting a phone call.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to go to the
That
phone.
better not be your customer.
Tiffany. Hello. We lost them, guys. But here's my thing.
That is structure. Like, you have to know when you kind of have to structure your business. Here, guys, here's a 1-800 number to call for all questions and inquiries on packages.
And here's something else I want to say, and I say this to you all the time, Taj, but I just want to throw this out here just for the universe and just direct this to everyone, because how I see life in general is I see life as a ball of energy, right? So you only have but so much energy, and on a daily basis, you have to choose how to delegate that energy. So if you believe in what you do and if you trust in what you do, sometimes you got to take a leap of faith and just trust God and just commit 100% of that energy into what you want to do. And we have a phone call. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Is this Cocktails with Q?
It is. It's Q.
Yeah, I got a question.
Sure.
So, first of all, hi guys. Hi Tiffany. Hi Taj.
Hey,
My
Samira.
You're not supposed to say people's names.
Oh.
My question is, how do you guys stay motivated on those days where you just want to give up? Maybe like things are just very, very hard. You just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. What is that one thing that keeps you motivated?
Ooh, let me say what I want to say first, because y'all know I'm a ratchet bitch.
Ooh.
So, what keeps me motivated is definitely the fucking haters. They motivate me, because if everybody likes you, it's
Can we curse in here?
a problem. But they keep me motivated because, you know, when you... Let me just say this, Samira. When I wake up and I just feel like, damn, I don't know if expensive gonna pop. I don't know if this is gonna do it. I put me some Meek Mills on, and I'll be like, the money turned me to a monster. Like, the money motivates me, but also me being a boss and cultivating, like, a whole nation. I don't want to just cultivate or capture Patterson, New Jersey, or just, like, my town. I want everybody to see who the fuck expensive the brand is and the person behind it. So you got to understand that sometimes when you're down, you got to think far ahead. And you got to look at that shit like, my future can be bright. Right now, it might be on some, like, weird shit. But later on down the line, you got to see yourself and be like, damn, I did that shit.
Yeah, I wanna kind of piggyback and answer that question as well. Having parents who were entrepreneurs essentially,
Right.
you know, my mom made a shit ton of money, but like any entrepreneur, there were times where she had a lot of money, and at points there were times where she didn't have any money.
Right.
And you know, my broke may not be the same broke to some other people, but I know when, you know, my mom wasn't doing well in business and how that impacted my household and how it affected me. I know that I never want to experience anything like that again.
Exactly.
So that's why I get up every day and I do what I do.
Yeah, it is discipline, because you will lose. You'll never lose your passion once you remember your why. And I feel like entrepreneurship is ambition. You have to have that. And you have to have discipline, because the discipline is what's going to get you through those days where you don't want to get up. But you have to stick to the script. I got to get up. But for me, personally, it's the discipline. And I
Mouths to feed.
I have 3 kids. I have 3 little people that if mommy don't go to work, we can't live in our house. And I make sure I let them know we got a mortgage to pay. So you need to do your homework. You need to go to bed so you can make it easier for mom in the morning when I get up and take you to school, because I got to shoot straight to Edison and make sure my store is open.
And I think for me as well, and then we're going to move on to the next question, but another thing for me is quality of life is so important to me. I want to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, wherever I want to do it, and who I want to do it with. So getting up every day and working allows me to live the life that it allows me to create the life that I want to live.
Yeah.
So
working on your own business. You mean? Like,
yeah.
And you know, like I know if I really work, I'm gonna really make money. If I really don't work today, I'm really not gonna make any money.
Yeah.
And
So,
it's about the hustle. Like, you gotta have hustle.
Yeah.
If you really want to be a boss and be an entrepreneur and make this shit work for yourself, you got to be a boss. And you got to have hustle. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to go far.
So another question that we got on Instagram was, knowing what you know now, is there anything...
I'm sorry.
Is there anything you would have done differently in your business?
I would have went bigger earlier on, for sure. Thinking small, you pinching pennies. You know, like you said, you really want to make money. You have to. You want to make money. You got to start with money. You have to invest money, and you have to think the biggest that you can think.
I don't necessarily agree with that though.
You can't
because
you're gonna, whatever you invest is what you're gonna make.
But I started. You seen how I started? I started small, and it grew.
Yeah, but that's it grew for you. Your growth and your capability is probably way bigger than that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying never start small. Go challenge yourself. Go the biggest that you can go, because you're not like, how far are you gonna fall?
I have to agree with Tiffany here. I think your brand is. I honestly, from the outside looking in, I don't even know if sometimes you believe the potential of your brand and how big it could possibly be. I feel like had you went in early on and you would have just went balls deep and fucking invested a shit ton of money in your brand wherever, whether you got a business loan or whatever, I feel like your brand could have been even bigger than what it is today.
Definitely.
And it's not too late.
No.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
But
I think, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. Go
no,
ahead.
sure. I feel like essentially what you're saying is you have to take risk, and I feel like when you take a great risk you'll get greater rewards.
I feel like that's the thing with entrepreneurs that have a job and start off like with a side hustle, and your side hustle grows and it keeps growing. You have to know when it's time, like when the timing meets the preparation. You have to know when to go. You have to know when to stop. I'm not gonna work anymore. I'm gonna go full throttle with this.
And the crazy thing is, I had that moment.
You letting it pass though.
I had that moment where I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna work anymore. But for me, I love stability.
But you can create your own stability. Like that's what I was saying. Like
I just-
know if I work, I'm gonna make money. If I don't work, if I sit on my ass, I'm not gonna make any money. So I mean, you kind of contradicting yourself when you say I believe in this brand and I have this brand, but then you're putting 2 hours a day into it.
Right.
So when are you going to realize that, I have something here?
Yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier about my whole Gary V obsession. He said something on one of his podcasts where he said working a 9-to-5 job is okay, especially as an entrepreneur who's just starting. But it's what you do with those extra hours, If you have time to post on Instagram, if you have time to play Candy Crush, if you have time to do whatever.
Fuck plays Candy Crush.
Well, listen.
You play Candy Crush?
No, I don't fucking play no Candy Crush.
If you have time to do whatever leisure activities you want to do, you have time to invest in your business. So you put into your business what you want to put into your business, but whatever you put into it, you have to expect those same results to come out of it.
I feel that every day. Some days when I'm recharging and I'm just not doing anything,
I always think like that. Even when I'm at work, I'm on a computer. Like today, I just got some new heat, some fire shit that I'm gonna be dropping very, very soon. And I just feel like, I don't know, when I'm at work, I'm more productive on my business than when I'm at home. I don't know.
Because you're out of your comfort zone. You're out of your space.
I don't know. Like when I have downtime and people are not calling in and asking about work shit, I'm like, what can I Google about Expensive the brand? Like, what images do I need? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Because you're already in work mode. You're already in a space where I come here every day to work. So you already, you have to create, as an entrepreneur, you have to create those spaces for yourself. Even if you get up every day and you go to a cafe and you bring your laptop, you bring your computer, and you sit down, that's the discipline.
I think
that's the 8 hours. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to work on Expensive.
I think I am going to start, starting January 1st, I'm going to start getting out of my house and going to Barnes and Nobles or something like that, or a magazine store or coffee shop, just to work on Expensive, because I feel like when I'm home, I get so much anxiety. I work on Expensive when I'm home, but I get so much anxiety because it's like, okay, it's Saturday. I only have 2 days off. I have to clean up. I have to do this. I have to go see my grandmother. I have to run errands. It's just so much stuff when I'm home. So if I'm in a setting like a coffee shop or somewhere where it inspires me to want to do better.
So we're getting a lot of questions on social right now, so I kind of want to run through some of these. Okay. But just going back to your errands, Grandma got to wait.
Should not play that.
Tell her for wait.
I wait.
Grandma, I think you need to reallocate your time. You could hang out with Grandma in 3 years when you guys are on the private jet, but right now, Grandma got to wait because you got to work on your brand. Someone said, what is the biggest lesson you learned running your own business? That's an interesting question. I feel like you're constantly learning. You learn something new about yourself, your employees, your business, your customer. I I don't know if that's if there's really an answer.
I'm going to go back to go big or go home.
Yeah.
And time waits for no one.
Yeah. Actually, I could answer that. You guys, those are great answers. But one thing I could say is you really need to figure out how you can make your business work for you and you not work for it. Because I think sometimes you get so caught up in working for your business.
You are not.
It takes the fun out of it.
It's not a business
Right.
until it's running itself.
Yeah. This question keeps coming in a lot about. We answered it already. Samir asked it over the phone, but someone said how to start. Procrastination, being scared always gets the best of me. Someone else said, what do you do on days you honestly just feel like giving up and staying in bed?
I stay in bed. You got to listen to your body
Mm-hmm.
and your intuition,
Because-
and you need to recharge.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what's very important is to understand you can have all the ideas in the world. I have ideas all the time. But if there's no action behind it, it's just a dream.
Mm-hmm.
You need structure. You need a plan. You don't have to have a complicated business plan. But if you just sit down and write it down what you need to do, what you want to achieve, look at it every day, that's some kind of structure. And then put some action behind it.
I got myself a planner, and I wrote what things that I want to accomplish this year. And I think writing things down is very helpful. Everything that came into fruition for me, I manifested. Like start having a business, being in a relationship, everything. But you gotta, when you're putting things in the atmosphere, you definitely have to be very, very clear on what you want, because those things can come for you, child, and you ask for the wrong thing.
Or you was not clear enough.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. We can take that to your house. This too much.
I wasn't clear on what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, and I
How many minutes we got? 8 minutes?
yeah.
What other questions? Is there any other questions?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting
The same
a
thing?
decent amount of questions. Someone said that they love this week. I figured this is just a comment that came in. I figured that this week was going to be really impactful just because there's so many people who want to start businesses, and so many people who are starting businesses, and they just, they either feel discouraged or they don't know how to start or whatever the case may
Just write it
be.
down.
I want to touch on something before we go.
Sure.
I feel like also with running a business, I'm going to let you guys know your mental has to be like 100% all the way together, because this past like few months and like things like that, it's been rough for me because my mental space was not where it should be, so I couldn't run an actual business. So you have to, honestly, I want to tell everybody, like, reach out to your friends, your families, everything. Like, just make sure everyone's okay, because we're going through so much in today's world that, people can be here today and gone tomorrow. But like I said, you have to check on your friends and make sure that their mental self is together.
I learned that health and wealth, health and self-care is very important. There's no way that I can run or continue to do what I'm doing if I am eating unhealthy, if I am drinking all the time, if I am not working out, or if I'm not in the tip-top shape that I need to be in, and if my mind, like if I'm not exercising my brain.
Yeah.
And I do that all, like I'm very mindful with the things that I take in mentally, visually, and the people I have around me. I love, like, this is our conversation every day.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I appreciate from you too, because in the past 2 years, having the right people around me I think you guys have added to my success. For sure.
Yeah, and I think health is so important, but something we touched on earlier, I just want to reiterate, is self-awareness is so important, because sometimes you start to lose yourself. Being in business and, I mean, just working, whatever the fuck it is, just in life, you start to lose yourself. And sometimes you got to remind yourself, like,
I'm that bitch.
Yeah, I tell myself that sometimes. I literally look in the mirror and I just remind myself, and it's just kind of,
Yeah.
positive affirmations. Like,
And
I gotta
your-
remind
your
myself of who I
friends.
am.
Your friend, like we do that all the time.
That's
and I love that.
but that's what going back to the thing that he said earlier, where you have to surround yourself
Yeah,
around
that's
people
so
that
important.
uplift you,
Your network is your net worth, honey.
right, and that want to see
That's
you
a millionaire right
grow.
there. You brought my net worth.
No, I get so
both of
much
y'all.
from both of yous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those things are so important.
Yeah,
and
I
even
agree.
like what you said, I wasn't even thinking about like physical health, but sometimes you're working and it's like, shit, it's 3:00. Did I eat anything today?
No, you have to be very mindful of
Yeah.
that. Because you won't physically have the energy to think or to work and be quick on your feet like how you need to. You dealing with money. This is not, our businesses are not small businesses. So, you got to move. You got to think. You got to be able to get up. You got to be able to go to bed on time. And
Yeah, because I'm a strong believer in
you're
going
good
to
at
bed.
that. You're really good at getting up. He gets up at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah. We have 5 minutes left, 4 minutes now. So I just want to end with 2 quick questions. And we're going to keep it just super short and super sweet. I want to go around. If there's one piece of advice you could give to someone who's looking to start in business, what would it be? We're going to start with you, Tiffany.
You want to start a business, and you need to believe in yourself. You need to have 100% belief in what you're capable of, and go for it. Go first, think later. Your 80% is 120 for everybody else.
Taj?
She took mine, but yeah, I would say believe in yourself, because honestly, I wasn't the type that really, like, these two really helped me out. See, like, and all my friends, like all my close friends, they like, no, you're super lit, because sometimes I do downplay myself and I don't think, what I should think of what my brand can become. So I just say, like, that's the number one thing: believing in yourself and taking that risk.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of have to piggyback off that. and I had a good one, but I forgot. But I have to piggyback off of that in the sense of just invest in yourself. Invest in your business, whatever it is. Sometimes just fucking getting a new outfit and putting it on just makes me feel better about myself. So it's going to make me perform better. Sometimes cleaning the house, whether it's...
That's very important.
Yeah, like starting your day on a good foot.
important.
That kind of just sets the tone for your day. So
coming to your fucking house is like, oh my, I feel like
Both of you guys, you both have very inspiring spaces.
yeah, so
That's important.
Just
What
invest in yourself. However you translate that, that's on you.
Bitch, I invested in my body, bitch, I'm done up.
All right, so the final question.
This is us every day, guys. This is us.
Final
my
question
God.
is, what's next for you? What can we expect from you?
Oh, you definitely can expect Velvet Lush, the brand, expanding. We are a worldwide company, brand. You're going to see us. This is not the end. I'm in it for the long run. I'm here for a long time, not a...
Yeah, so you already have 2 stores.
Yes.
Again, she has a store in Montclair. It's 123 Walnut Street in Montclair. And then you have the store in Menlo Park Mall in Edison.
Please visit, guys. I'm usually
yes.
there. I have a full staff. They are amazing girls, and they're here to help you.
Yeah. Can we expect a 3rd store sometime soon?
A couple more, yeah, for sure. Very soon.
I love that.
Yeah.
Taj, what can we expect from you?
Expensive is about to be litty, 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 litty. I'm telling you, you're gonna see Expensive on the top notch.
We already do.
You
Yeah,
do,
they are.
but
Oh, we're
it's
ready.
no. When I tell you, we pushing for Kim Kardashian. We pushing for
I see
the
it.
girls
see
this
it.
year. So, and I want to do another fashion show. People have been asking about, you kind of like the fashion show. And
I love the fashion
and
show.
the crazy thing is, I don't know what you thought you were expecting, because it's me. But you didn't really know me like that.
I didn't know you then.
wow.
But it
Quadhir-
was such a good show.
Quadhir thought it was going to be some ghetto ass shit.
Well, I didn't know you, but it was such a great show, and I was so inspired from that.
And that really, like,
We,
I'm sorry, we went over. But no. No, you really, when you said that to me, I was like, wow. Like, I felt really good after that. I was like, damn, this is, like, I'm so happy that I
But you
can
should know
accomplish.
that.
No, I know
You
that.
dope. You don't need validation.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, last but not least, everyone knows that I work in real estate.
Yes.
I just have so many businesses and so many things going on. In terms of what you could expect from me, while we are going to be doing another month of cocktails with Q, we just renewed for the month of January. Of course, Q is always going to sell houses. That's how I stay rich. So if you guys know anyone looking to buy or sell a house, make sure you guys give me a call. And
He also does interior decorating.
I don't, but
Yeah, you do. You should put that on your resume.
we're working and we're manifesting a reality TV show, and we're just working on a whole bunch of things.
Oh, Housewives of New Jersey.
And that that sums
The
up.
Housewives of Patterson.
That sums up this week. I really want to thank Tiffany and Taj for taking the time out. I mean, you guys are my
Anytime.
friends, but I really appreciate you guys coming out. I had such a great time, and I hope you guys got something from this. Join us next week. We are going to have our final episode of the year, which is going to be all about health. Thank you guys always for watching, and thank you guys again. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.